They be doing the most, man.
That is hilarious, bro.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, because even if you're Jamaican, you go to the resorts, they're wearing like the reggae, like dread hat.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone in Kingston say "yeah, man."
Making cool runnings references
a little bit.
and stuff.
They don't really talk
not
like
that, but they say it more casually. Are we even gonna do the intro, or are we just gonna?
Yeah.
Like Zoie, mama, I go relentless. What up, Zoe? Relentless. What up, Zoe? Relentless. Shut the up, Clyde. Accept trade. They're relentless.
Yeah, we discussed last week that we're gonna have to get a new intro soon.
Yo, the fear in Zoe's guys.
For copyright
We're not
purposes.
gonna talk about it.
Could he take down all our episodes?
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna have to get a new intro. It's okay.
For copyright purposes.
We have no smoke.
we need to get it cleared. Is what we need to do.
Let's just take it down. I bet it's easier to take it down before it's easier to get it cleared.
I'm sure it's easier to.
I'm very comfortable today. I even took off my shoe.
Me too. I'm in my.
I was gonna pull up in slippers too.
Yeah,
I thought it
we've
was
never.
one
I
of
don't
those
think
days.
we've recorded this early before.
Yeah,
just the Chloe thing.
2 weeks ago. Yeah,
That was it.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like an episode with us.
Nah, I don't think we have.
Never this early.
No.
In the middle of the day.
I know it's very bright outside. People are gonna be like, on the YouTube.
Zoe was doing like Zoom calls with like her work and everything.
Hey,
it was very.
Don't demasiado, not too much.
No, I'm just saying it was interesting hearing your corporate voice, hearing you code switch because you're so. Zoe, I am Zoe.
People need to stop doing this because of you guys.
You got. Hold on.
This-
Hey, wait, hold on. No. No,
Because
actually, no.
of you guys.
I'm going to shoot myself some bail. If we really want to get into it, I'm not the perpetuator of the aggressive Zoe. I say that you argue and you're stubborn, but I never say that you're scary and aggressive. I say the opposite. I say that I'm not scared of you at all. That's not me. So you got to talk to these boys.
These boys, yeah, you guys are like trying to really push this scary Zoe, and that is not me.
And people actually think that, and I have to correct them. Like people actually in public, I'm like, well, she's not actually like a angry, scary person.
No, and I have to say that too. It's like she's actually a very like nice person, has a heart of gold type ass person. Like that's who Zoe is. But
Thank you.
I'm joking though too.
No, I know you're joking, but some people are like taking it like, yo, you like even like they're like, oh yeah, the guys you like her. I'm like, bro, not every man I like is like her. Gotta fight.
But they also, I don't know, like I think there's
They
a
have been
persona
some.
or an expectation that people have from you when they see clips or anything that they're like, oh, that girl is
maybe
the hardback scary part.
Hardback.
Hardback is crazy.
Jesus.
That sounds kind of racist.
Lord.
Hardback is crazy. I'm just saying, like, no, this is like things we have to contend with, and like, yeah, we got to be like, yo, she's a nice person.
Hardback is so crazy.
I don't know.
That does sound kind of racist.
Yeah.
Does it sound right? It just sounds like.
Isn't there something racist with? Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say it, but there is a racist term associated closely to that.
With hardback.
No, with back.
Oh,
but there's another one.
Big back?
yes.
Oh, stop it. Anyways.
That's for a different race of people, right?
We don't talk about it. Anyways,
People
guys.
that they think that
Yeah, no, see, there was
What?
catch the love.
it was the people that
We were
they
saying
think that he is.
Oh, yeah. They think that you're a
Yeah,
Dominicana, papi.
well, because of like the podcast clip that went viral. There's been 2 DM slides I've got.
What?
That's way more
that's what they
insensitive
do-
than what I said.
That's what they do at the resorts, which we'll talk about.
I've never seen them move.
You guys have been in Dominican Republic?
Yes, I have.
They move their arms on the resort. Especially when you're by the pool chilling. They're like, you want to dance, mommy?
Well, I just wanted
They
to
keep
say,
calling me Linda.
There are girls who are following me, and I think they think I'm Dominican or Puerto Rican because they're commenting on my pictures, going "papacito" and things like that. I thought, yeah, I know, but
You do look a little bit Dominican.
I think
You
I
definitely
guess.
look Dominican.
Because you're not black. You're Dominican.
I know black. I Dominican.
That's what it is.
I think it's because you have like a.
The shape of my head.
No, it's not even that. It's you have a darker undertone to your skin. Like you don't look like your light skinness isn't like you don't look like LaMelo Ball, you know? Like he
LaMelo
has like
Ball
a
is
wider
very
he has a
light-skinned.
wider
Yeah, he's a
undertone.
whiter, yeah.
Some people have or like Patrick Mahomes, they have a wider
I
your
see what you
undertone
mean.
is a bit darker.
It's a little more spicy.
So
But
people
not,
could think you're Dominican.
Yeah, it could be a little off.
That's funny. What would his Dominican name be?
I'm not touching this.
You kind of give me Miguel vibes.
Yeah, I can see that. I like.
Not really Miguel. I see something a little more like deep rooted.
Fulgencio?
No, like Sanchez.
That's not a first
Yeah,
name.
they're crazy.
I think it could be, no?
Nah. Leonardo?
Jesus. There we
Leonardo.
go.
No, I like Miguel.
Jesus.
Miguel.
I think
was
Jesus is too right on the nose.
Really?
Pedro?
No, I don't
Pedro
see
or
Pedro.
Miguel?
Pedro's.
Pedro or Miguel.
I
I
know,
like the
I'm
ones
not-
he's got.
Pedro definitely not. It's either Miguel or Jesus. Oh, Diego.
That's
can see
what
Diego.
you when
Could be
we
a
met.
Diego.
That's like what you. I swear to God, you guys said that.
We called you Diego?
I don't know. Okay, no. My sister-in-law calls me Diego, but you guys were like, "Are you Dominican?" Like,
Oh,
when
maybe.
when you called me over.
But
to
is
the
your mom
table.
spicy white or white white?
No, she's white. She's Karen White.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, you could be Diego or
She's let me speak to the manager White.
Oh. So is she like Canadian? Like
Yeah. She's
oh,
like
so not
very-
even European white.
Well, no, her mom is British. So a
that's
lot
white.
of her, like white. Yeah,
That's
I
like the
don't-
original way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The OGs.
You're not getting no spice out of that.
OG
Speaking of
white.
just one more thing about the white people clips, phrases, or whatever. Someone DM'd me and slid in my DMs going, "Don't mind if I do," with like the emojis,
What the heck?
That's
which I thought
Bro.
was hilarious. 10 out of 10.
I've also
Shout out
got
that
to a
person.
point where did I say this last episode where I can no longer separate work from podcast?
Tweeted it, I think.
Oh, I think I tweeted it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this podcast has gone viral one too many times where I'm starting to pop up on the feeds of coworkers and bosses and vice presidents who have TikTok. Yeah, so before I used to be able to, keep this podcast very separate from my work and my, my outside life. But now these videos are infiltrating the group chats of my vice president. So he hit me the other day like, "Hey, one of my friends sent me your TikTok the other day," and I
Like,
was like, "That was hilarious."
meet me in my office.
I
Talk
know.
about
He
this.
was like, yo, it was absolutely hilarious. He's like, they were actually shocked that like I knew you. Like they didn't think like you had like a corporate job. Like they thought like this was your shit. And I was like, oh, they're like, wow, like you know her? And he was like, yeah, she literally is on my team.
Yeah, it gets that's where it starts.
That's where what starts.
That's how it starts.
What?
The end.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
What do you mean that?
What do you mean? I love my job. Don't do that.
Yeah, but
The end
that's
of
how
that is a
it's,
podcast.
that's how it starts. No, the end of the
Okay.
job.
Okay, yeah.
No, don't say that. Don't even wish that on
And then
me.
it gets to a point where like it's like you leave. You don't get fired. It's like you get to a point where you get too big to where you just can't stay anymore.
I hope that doesn't happen.
When I was working at the restaurant, I had moments like that where people would recognize me while I'm like doing like putting ice in a beer.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
hey, I can't. This is crazy. Marlon has a crazy story about that too, where he was working at a restaurant and people recognized him while he was in. Did you have a moment like that at a job? Where
That,
you're like,
when you
that
worked at-
happened a lot when I worked at Sport Check. People
Check,
used to
yeah.
come and take pictures with me, and I was in my Sport Check uniform, and then I would get in trouble. That's the I would get in trouble
Yeah.
from the managers because the managers thought that these people were my friends, which is kind of racist because it was usually black people, and they would tell me, "Hey, you can't be like talking to your friends," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't know these people. Like they came up to me."
That's wild.
Yeah,
But that's real though.
yeah, you
It
gotta,
comes with fame. I know. My cousin.
this is fame, not clout.
Yeah, literally. My cousin's husband messaged me and he was like, his friend from Scotland who now lives in Singapore sent him our TikTok on WhatsApp. I was like, what type of algorithms are we hitting? What
We
type
out
of
here.
locations are we hitting?
Zoe sent me a picture of me and her little cousin from like years.
Yeah. So my little cousin, who's now in grade 11, sent me a picture of him and Tresor from when he was in grade 6 because Tresor did some like middle school appearance assembly thing. And Tresor's like in the picture, like, and my little
had
cousin's beside, like,
Yeah, it was after. It was like
That's
fresh off of when I dislocated my elbow. I was like emceeing. It was like a charity basketball game at a middle school, and we were there just bullshitting. And I had my sling.
You're on your and one shit, like just
No, I wasn't playing. I was just talking because I had
know,
my
on the mic,
I had the
though.
cast on. Yeah, basically, that was funny. That was so random. That's such a random memory unlocked.
yo, I have a question because this actually came up recently. Have you guys ever, sound crazy. This is more like a childhood thing, but like I did it recently. Have you ever put something in your pants so someone won't grab it?
No.
Like when you're a kid, like, you know, if you had something, like if you have candy and someone's like, give me something you put in your pants because you know they're not gonna reach into your pants to grab it.
No, I wasn't that person.
No.
You've never done that?
No.
I knew people, like I had that conflict.
Yeah, but you've had people do it to you.
Yeah,
but
I
you've never
wasn't-
done it to someone.
no,
Okay,
no.
because I did that to someone, and they were like, "Yo, what is wrong with you?" I'm like, "You've never done that, like as a kid, or like had interaction with someone, like for example, like a kid had like a pack of fuzzy peaches, and they're like, "Yo, give me one." You be like, "Yo, are you dumb?" Like, nah, it's
Or
fine.
they'll like lick it and
yeah,
like,
or they put it in their mouth, or they lick it or something, like to claim that it's yours.
maybe as a
But
child.
you never
I did
put it in your
that.
pants.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I was
lick
put it in
it,
your
sure,
pants,
but
child.
not the.
And I had like a nostalgia moment where I had something and someone wanted it, so I put it in my pants. And they
That's
were like,
crazy.
"Yo, what the?"
So
wrong with
kids
you?
do some crazy things, bro.
Yes, they do.
I know. Sometimes I think back on some of the stuff I did as a kid. I'm just so interested to just watch my kids be kids, and you can't even judge them because I've done foolishness. There was one time when I was at home, and I wanted to see if I could tie myself up. I think I tied myself up with a bunch of yo-yos, like to my hands and feet, like this, and tried to see if I could escape. I don't know why. And I couldn't. So I had to like hop to my mom's room with my hands and feet tied together to get her to cut me out of the rope.
It's a yo-yo too. That's so cartoonish.
The thing is,
Like,
I don't know. Like, obviously, I really want kids, but I don't know if I'm ready to like deal with like you coming to my room covered in baby powder. Like, yo,
Yeah,
what is
like,
really going on?
covered in
brother?
peanut butter.
Like, yeah, like what is really going on?
yeah.
Like, and I've been that kid to like, I wasn't really like that like wild kid where like I would like do my sister used to do the most effed up stuff. It was like, yo, like you're
was the
actually
problem
not
child.
okay in the brain. Like she used to do things like, yo, what's really going on with you? I wasn't really like that, but I don't know if I'm ready for like, yeah, like you come to my room and there's grape juice in your diaper. Like what is happening?
Yeah, I wasn't a bad.
You know when kids pour like juice like down their diapers and stuff like that? Like I'm not ready to like come on.
I
Or when
wasn't a
babies
bad kid,
explode,
but I was definitely experimental.
like explosion poops. You know when babies have like
Oh.
when they blow out their diaper and it's like all up
Or
their
they vomit. Like,
oh, when they have the poops and the poops are all up their back and it's all in their clothes and
yeah.
it's like, yo, what's
send it back.
Huh?
Send it back.
Send it back.
Return it.
I tried to hatch an egg.
If your poop is hitching
Wait,
your neck,
wait,
Try to hatch egg.
Wait, what?
Wait,
like
what?
a chicken egg?
Yeah.
Okay. Like
I-
you sat on it?
I no.
what
I
do you mean? Like as a school project?
no, at home. So I took an egg
You
out of the
incubated
carton.
it?
Yes, I tried to incubate. I wrapped it up in like a towel or something and put the lamp on it, and I thought that a bird would hatch. And I forgot that it was there, and I sat on it and messed up like my clothes, and I think my mom whipped my ass that day.
God damn.
Like an egg from the fridge?
Yeah.
Are you gonna smack your kids? Did we talk about this? About smacking
I
your
don't-
kids?
Beat? No. You might get smacked upside the head, but I don't think I'm gonna beat you.
Might get spanked or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think I'm more like a beater, but like, yeah, like if something's going in, like you might get a little flick. My mom used to flick me.
And especially like
Flick.
and it depends though. Like I would smack my son upside the head. I wouldn't smack my daughter upside the head. So that would be like the mom
What
would
double
have
standard
to.
is that?
But that's how it is.
It is.
That's just how it is. Like her mom would have to.
Yeah, as a
do
man, you
that.
can't really smack your daughter.
yeah, the mom's gotta.
Yeah, it's kind of
handle
iffy.
that.
You
But-
can maybe like tap her on the bum, like don't do that. But like even that is
But
like,
as a boy, you get beat by both your parents.
Yeah. Go choose a stick.
you used to get beat with a stick.
No, I've had friends tell me that where they were like, oh yeah, they would like tell me go out on the porch and
Pick
find
your
the
weapon.
biggest branch. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my, that's a very Jamaican.
My mom used to tell me to get the
It was all
belt.
my African friends that would. Tell
I
me
definitely had to get the belt. And
Get
while
the belt?
And while I was getting the belt, I'd put on like 7 pairs of pants. I would walk back
So
out
you
looking
wouldn't
like the
feel it?
Michelin Man. Yeah.
Was there a time where like your parents went not too far, but it was kind of like it was kind of excessive?
My mom's thrown stuff. Not, I mean, yeah.
My mom's like baseball bat swung a broom. It like cracked.
On you?
Like,
Bow. Yeah, my mom threw a phone. A house, like, you know, and this was like a big house phone. Like, she threw a house phone. And I dodged it, and it just like hit the wall and just.
I've gotten the bell where like she hit me with the metal part by mistake, and there she was like, "Okay, I messed up." That's
Yeah,
my bad."
you know what? Yeah, you know what the parents like was. Okay, I might have got a little OD with that one. Like, I'm sorry.
Like, the
that's
parents never
crazy.
say sorry. They make you food as an apology.
Yeah, my mom would say sorry.
I don't know. I got like spanked and like as a kid and stuff, but never like, I don't know, as a teenager it wasn't too much.
I don't remember what age my mom stopped beating me, but I
Did you
wasn't.
actually get beat like bow, bow, bow?
Yeah,
Damn.
definitely. When I was young,
Nah,
when
I wasn't really.
I think my mom stopped early, maybe like early or like late elementary school, early middle school. I wasn't in grade 7 getting whooped.
I was gonna say 12 and getting whooped is kind of crazy.
Yeah, like that's where I feel like it
probably
sorta
stopped a
trailed
little
off.
before
maybe before
that.
9 or something like
Yeah.
that is when it ended for me.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd ever beat my kids though. Not like that.
Speaking of nostalgia, is that how you say it?
nostalgia.
Nostalgia?
Saying it in a Dominican accent.
Yeah, that
Dominicana.
word really whoops my
Nostalgia.
ass. But
Dominicana,
I was what? Did you watch wrestling as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were a big wrestling
The
fan.
Rock.
Well, that like I seen this video of The Rock making a return to SmackDown recently, right? And
I
there's
saw
a
that.
video. He comes out and like he talks to the crowd and everything, and he does the people's elbow. And the way the crowd reacted when he did like the people's elbow, like it made me feel something. Like I was a big wrestling fan back in the day, and I feel like sometimes you gotta see somebody like Dwayne Johnson is obviously like one of the biggest like Hollywood people, right? He does a lot of movies, he makes a lot of money. And, like, he's kind of diva-ish now. People don't like him as much. And it was really cool to see, like, yo, this is where he fucking started. Like, this is, like, what he,
yeah.
you know, like, the talent and, like, the crowd control that he had. And I just, first of all, as a content creator, the very first anything I did in, like, grade 5, me and, like, my friend that lived in my townhouse complex, his dad built him a wrestling ring in his basement. And we made our own, like, wrestling videos and had our own storylines and federation and, like, names and stuff. And, like, this was like before even being a YouTuber was a thing, you know? And
You'd wrestle each other on camera.
yeah, we were in like grade 6 or something like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, we had storylines.
Kids do
No,
some
'cause
questionable
I know,
shit,
yeah.
man.
I thought it fell in line, but it also just made me realize how powerful like wrestling is. That audience, that crowd,
For
you know?
sure.
Yeah.
Because when I think back to when I saw like a WWE live and John Cena come out, like I've seen Drake bring out Stevie Wonder and Eminem and Jay-Z. Like
Drake's brought out Stevie Wonder.
yeah, at a
Yeah,
Novio
he
Fest he did.
What?
Yeah.
When?
I don't remember.
The second
year?
One. The second one.
Oh, so when did OVO
He
Fest
brought
start?
out
2010.
Nicki and
Stevie Wonder.
yeah.
You mean he like literally brought him out?
Yeah, like Stevie Wonder played 8 songs.
Okay, hold on. What did that mean? What did you mean by that?
Someone has to bring him out there.
Oh God!
Tresor.
Who brought him out?
Who guided
That's why
him?
I said, did Drake bring him out?
Yo, did you see? This is not funny. This is actually not funny because I love Stevie Wonder. But did you see someone found like an old clip of Lady Gaga blowing Stevie Wonder a kiss? And then the lady was like, oh, she blew you a kiss. And he blew one back. And someone's like, she tried to catch a slipping because people don't believe that he's blind. I'm like, people are actually not okay.
Yeah, because Shaq said that they were in the elevator, and he left the elevator, and he was like, all right, bye, Shaq. And they didn't speak in the elevator.
I'm sure someone probably said Shaq is in the elevator with you.
I don't know, man. Shaq said he didn't say a word, and he just left the elevator and said, later, Shaq.
Okay.
But people who are blind aren't necessarily 100% all blind, right?
Oh, I thought he was like blind.
Well, they
blind.
say he's 100%
Like he
blind.
can't, it's just darkness
Yeah,
all
they
day?
can't see.
man.
Have you ever been to that that restaurant in Toronto where like
You eat in the
you
dark
eat in the dark
and you're served by blind
and you're
people?
served by blind people? Have you ever done
I
that?
have not.
I did it in high
No,
school.
I've never done that.
I've done it in high school because I had a friend in high school who literally, it was her birthday dinner. Like we went there for her birthday dinner. It's called like noir or like black, something like that. I don't know. Blacked. Anyways, I think it was called noir. But you would literally go, I remember like it was yesterday. You'd literally go to the restaurant, you'd order beforehand. So you whatever you wanted, blah, blah, blah. And you would get guided by blind people. And I'm telling you guys, it was
How?
pitch. What do you mean?
How
How what?
does any of that work?
The
I don't
waiters-
understand what you mean.
How do you get to your seat if it's pitch black?
The
They
waiters
guide
guide
They
you.
guide you.
How do they know where it is?
Because as a blind person, obviously your senses are heightened, right? So if they're familiar with the layout of the restaurant, they will know where to put you.
And how, like, when they bring the food out, how do they know where to put it?
Listen.
And how do you eat it if it's pitch black?
Exactly.
Exactly. You figure it out.
You were like, I was fighting, like we were trying to use cutlery, but then it wasn't working. So you're using your hands, and then you're just like, yo. And then apparently there was like ice cream one point, and we're like, yo, it's cold. But then it was wild.
It also gets loud in there,
very loud. Yeah, I remember. I think we almost like someone tried to beef us in there. Like there were like people like yelling at us. Yeah, it gets loud in there. People are like, it's wild. I would never do it again.
They know how to navigate their surroundings in it. Like my dad's blind, you know, and he
knows.
Is
he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
what? We've had something new about you every day.
Yeah, you guys should ask how my day goes sometime.
Well, I don't think that's a question that people
I would never
ask.
think.
Hey, is your dad blind?
Is any of your parents blind? Deaf?
Well, now we're talking about it.
Oh my God.
When has that ever come up? Exactly.
Exactly.
So why would we ask? How do we ask that?
Why can't you just be like, oh, okay? Like,
I just feel like that's the thing like you want to know. I don't know.
He's blind. And
like legally blind or blind?
He's legally blind and blind. But like...
No, but
this is what I'm saying.
Isn't legally blind and blind two different things?
What do you mean by blind?
Yeah.
Blind is like black, pitch black. He can't see a thing.
No, he's not like that. But
okay, but legally blind is mean like he can maybe see like light or like figures.
Yeah.
But he can't see.
But then there are times where I'm on the other side of the room and he's like, oh, like, nice champion hoodie. And it's like...
yeah, so he's legally blind, but he's not like pitch black blind. Like,
it's like, you doing this for tax purposes? Like, what do you... no, obviously. But I'm just saying.
So he'd compliment you and you'd be like, side eye?
Yo, how do you fucking know that? Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, blind people are able to see things, navigate.
Yeah, it also depends on level of blindness, right? When people say legally blind, it means like you can't really, like you can't drive because your eyesight is that bad or you can't whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I know a girl who's legally blind without her glasses. Like without her glasses, she cannot see. She's legally blind.
That's crazy.
That's crazy
I
how
might be legally blind
like the world just looks different to everybody. Like,
yeah.
And I think how I see is how everyone sees.
Have you thought about that? Yeah. Have you ever done that trick where like you close your eyes and picture an apple? Can you picture an apple when you close your eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah.
Like you see the apple.
I see the red.
Yeah, some people can't do that, yeah.
I see blackness.
Like you can't.
If I picture it.
You can't see figures in your head?
No.
You can't picture things?
Like I can picture it, but I can't see it.
Like you can't see the picture
like
in your head.
Like some people can close their eyes and picture an apple and a bright red apple shows up.
Yeah, I see that.
And you can't do that.
No.
I can see that.
No.
You're missing out.
I can't see it.
Can you just not do that in general?
I see my eyelids.
But
closed.
you see the darkness, but you can see the figure in your like imagination.
In my imagination, yeah, but some people actually see the apple. Like, do you see the apple when you close your eyes?
Like, I don't see it right in front of my eyelids, but I could see the figure of the apple in my head.
I see night. It's dark.
But that's like how some people say, and I still don't know
have
if
an inner
it's
monologue.
True. Yeah, they don't have the inner monologue. I don't believe that.
What's the inner monologue?
Like how you can talk.
You can
in
hear your
head.
own thoughts.
I can talk to myself in my head. You can't talk in your head?
No.
Like you can't hear your voice in your head if you try to.
This is so interesting.
I hear like character voices like I would hear from TV shows, but I cannot hear like okay.
So you're trying to think and you hear Mickey Mouse instead of yourself?
So, like,
this guy hears Will Smith.
What am I gonna eat today?
So you know when you hear your own voice on camera and it doesn't sound like what you hear like when you're talking?
You hear what you think you sound like.
I hate hearing my voice on camera.
You hear Idris Elba in your voice.
Whenever I have to post,
you said TV characters.
Yeah. I don't know. That's
so in your head you sound like Stringer Bell. Like
you'll be in school taking a test. You'll be in school taking a test, and it's like 12 times 4 divided by 3. There's no way, bro.
I swear to God, I just hear
that is
I can't hear my own.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think in Pop Smoke, you know, like that's.
There's no way you're just hearing other people's voices when you think.
I swear to God, I don't know why I cannot hear my own voice when I talk in my head. I can't.
That is insane.
So whose voice are you hearing?
Yeah, no, Trey, it's like stop. Like yes, you do. You do hear it. You just are confused on what your voice sounds like.
No, I'm not confused. I'm very clear on what I'm hearing.
Chris Rock's voice in his head.
Stop! Stop
Chris Rock's voice in his head.
Biracial fucking.
Don't put the biracial shit in it. I'm being
Stop the light skin foolery, Trey.
Clark said, "Stop the bullshit."
Man was in math class like, if Johnny had 12 apples and 3 of them went away, where are the rest of the apples? That is insane.
Yeah, no, Trey, I'm sorry. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, I don't believe you. You're talking-
There's no
you're
way you're
bullshitting.
hearing
Okay.
other people's voices in your head, bro.
Okay.
Isn't that a sign of something that's
Of
not
what?
something that's not okay when you hear other people's voices in your head?
I'm not like,
Are they telling you to do things? Are they in the room with us right now?
I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not doing
You
that.
can have two
Schizophrenic
different,
when
like-
you hear voices?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I'm not that.
But I don't understand the process of you hearing other people's voices.
I don't know how to explain this any more clearly than I can. I don't know.
I mean, it probably does happen. I remember my niece used to tell my my sister that she couldn't sleep because she keeps seeing Michael Jackson in her head.
Okay.
And my sister would get so cheesed. She's like, you better stop thinking about Michael Jackson.
Remember when Mucho said he was scared
Yo,
of Michael Jackson as a
why
kid?
was
That was a common fear.
Yo, first of all,
It was a fear.
R.I.P. Michael Jackson for real. But why were so many children and even adults
Because
so
the
terrified of
allegations.
Michael Jackson?
The
No,
allegations.
well, it's
Not
not
even the
just allegations.
allegations.
If we're gonna be honest, Michael Jackson looked kind of scary.
he did.
He did.
Did he?
Zoe,
did.
Zoe. So you know
He looked scary.
You know Teddy Perkins?
Yes, from
That
Atlanta.
whole concept and everything started with Donald Glover and his brother just watching a Michael Jackson video and being like, that'd be kind of scary if it was chasing you through a haunted house.
He does look
And
kind of
that's
scary.
how we invented Teddy. Teddy Perkins is Michael Jackson.
Yo,
He's
I
meant
know,
to
I
be
know, I
that.
know.
He's
Oh, yeah.
wearing all black. His skin is really pale. He has long black hair.
But yeah,
Like,
he's a scary kind of
his
guy. Yeah.
nose. He looks scary.
It's an unsettling image.
Like, I know so many people who were like genuinely scared of Michael Jackson. I was scared of Busta Rhymes, but like
funny.
to be scared of Michael Jackson, like really, you were scared of Michael Jackson? Like,
I mean,
genuinely?
If you open your eyes and you just see like Michael Jackson's face staring at you, you
You'd
would
be scared.
terrified.
Like if we walked in here, Michael Jackson was sitting on the couch, what do you think you would do?
it's
well,
uncanny.
he's dead.
no, I'm
so
just saying, like,
that would be.
would you actually be
extremely
scared?
Yes.
Like, if he was alive.
No, he's not a jump scare. I'm just saying he looks
He kind of
scary.
He kind of is.
Some people think he's like jump scare.
Well, maybe if
RIP.
he's like right behind you and you didn't know and you turn around and saw him. But not if you go into a room and Michael Jackson's sitting there, you're not gonna be like, ah.
I don't know. I was never scared of Michael
See,
Jackson.
Memphis Bleak did Drink Champs, and he was saying that when they brought Michael Jackson out at Summer Jam, that like he would come in the back room and everyone had to like turn and face the wall because they weren't allowed to look Michael in the eye.
What?
what?
That actually happened.
That's what Memphis Bleak was saying on Drink Champs. I know people get wild and say whatever on there, but I feel like Memphis Bleak wouldn't lie about this stuff.
There's no way that's true.
That's crazy.
I mean, I kind of believe Michael Jackson did want people to look him in the eye.
He was the peak of like that type of stuff.
But
right?
you know why, or like, I don't know if it's a theory or the truth or whatever, but you know why he like looks the way he does, right? Or why he like started to look the way he did, like with the whiteness.
like the condition that he has.
Apparently, he was set on fire.
Yeah, like the
Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like severely burned, and that's when the
And the skin condition he had too, right?
I don't know. People have different theories, but the main theory that I watched, I went down like a Michael Jackson rabbit hole once, was after that whole, and they still aired the commercial, but like after that whole Pepsi commercial fiasco where he
different.
literally caught on fire and he had like 3rd-degree burns, that's when he started to like do like the whole like whitening thing, was because his burns were so bad apparently.
But that was on top of his head. That wasn't on any part of his skin.
I don't know. Well, I mean, fire travels.
Yes, but the video only shows the top of his head. And it was like a bald spot at the end of the video, and that was it.
I don't know. That's a theory that I heard about Michael Jackson.
That's interesting.
That's crazy. But Michael Jackson definitely did look a little scary, especially as a kid.
Uncanny.
Yeah. I know my mom knows someone whose kid is scared of pooping.
Wait, what?
Their son is scared of pooping
On the toilet.
in life. Like every time he gets the urge to poop, he holds it because he's so scared of pooping. They have to bring him to the ER sometimes.
Because he holds it so much.
Obviously, if you hold your poop,
That's crazy.
it's gonna back up, and then you're gonna get like crazy abdominal pain. So if you're a kid who refuses to poop and you're on your 7th day of not pooping because you've been holding it so bad, you're gonna have to go to the hospital.
Just put a laxative in his Cheerios and call it a day.
Where did this start from?
What?
Like, where did his fear start?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it does start somewhere. When I was a little kid, I was scared of the tap being turned on all the way because I was scared of drowning, and I thought the sink could overflow and then we would all drown. It would flood the house.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
When I was a kid, I was scared of the tap being turned on all the way. Like whenever I'd turn on the sink, I'd have to like just a light flow, you know?
I definitely peed in the sink when I was a kid.
Don't tell me this
In
stuff,
the
man.
kitchen sink. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. There was no reason for me to do that.
Why?
There was no reason for me to do that. I don't know.
Also, we need to go through our comments. Well, first of all, from last episode, everyone's saying Tresor owes me $500.
And guess what?
Yo, they took
I don't
that
care.
really
People
serious.
took it very seriously. They say like Tresor, like you're wrong, like you're dead wrong. You owe me $500. You were quick to shake on it.
That celebrity net worth site says you're worth $1 million.
Exactly.
So,
All right, well-
we know you got it.
Well, a lot of people owe the government CERB. Are they getting it?
We're not talking about the government. We're talking about me.
Yeah.
Me and what you owe me.
Right now,
because
you're the government.
Someone said people use limbs for that stuff.
Yeah. In your little... I was about to go crazy. Let me stop.
In your little what?
Nothing.
A reformed relationship, Tresor is no, let's
Because I
go.
was about to black on them. Never mind.
What
But no, it's
could
not
you have
happening.
possibly said? Yeah.
It ain't happening.
People lose limbs.
Over $500?
Well, if you make a bet and you don't pay up, people definitely. What are you talking about? You're in debt to that person, technically.
Someone commented on like the mouth spitting one was like, I needed to stop this right here because Tresor and Clyde, you were gaslighting Zoe way too much, and it had nothing to do with anything that was on the clip. Like, yeah, people were very, very.
There's
yeah.
certain words that just need to be banned off the internet. You guys don't know what these words mean.
Wait, but you guys were gaslighting me for the spit in the mouth thing?
No, they were commenting about the bet on the spit in the mouth thing. Like that's how like just they were bringing. They're
People don't know.
opening
what
one candy bar
words
before they
mean.
finished another one. You know.
I mean, you
not
did
what
kind of
that
gaslight me
means.
in the bet thing, though.
No, it's not. I was trying to describe my reason.
No, you were changing my words. When you like, if you change someone's words and try to make them think that that's what they said, that's a form of gaslighting.
Okay, so what's the difference between gaslighting and lying?
Gaslighting is trying to make someone question their like the reality of what happened. It makes someone question their own view. Like you were basically trying to tell me that I didn't say last year when I said last year.
And what was I saying that you said?
You said I said 1 year.
You said last year.
Yeah, no, you didn't
No.
say that initially though.
You were saying 2021.
No,
I was
see,
saying
there
you
go
said
again.
last year.
No, I was saying last year. I was saying 2022 because we're in 2023. You were saying 2 years ago, 2021. This is all recorded. You can go watch
Yeah,
it.
I know. But you were saying last year, which
Yes.
is 2022.
Yes.
And I was saying that you said last year.
No,
I
you
never
were
said you
saying
said the year.
You said 1 year ago.
Yeah, that's
That's not what I said.
Yeah, you said the year 2022. And I said you said last year. Is that not what you just said?
Tresor, no. You said that I said we went to Scooters 1 year ago. I never said we went to Scooters 1 year ago. I said we went to Scooters last year.
Okay, so is it gaslighting if you were simply mistaken?
No, that is not gaslighting.
So what? Like, I don't get what we're talking about here. People just want to say things, and this is why I don't read comments because you guys are stupid.
So hey, not too much. No desimiado.
You know, if anything, I was gaslighting because I didn't really have a dog in the race.
Right?
And I just saw how
You
like,
just hear jumping
Yeah,
on
I was just
Tresor.
saying shit.
And also, there's a difference between gaslighting and trolling.
yes, yeah.
So you're trolling me
okay.
now?
No, I'm saying that's what he was doing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was trolling.
People-
you.
I
I mean, I'm joking. I don't actually think you guys are gaslighting
I just
me.
don't understand why at this point in our lives on the internet, people can't decipher when people are joking. Like everything is
Media literacy. Yeah.
or maybe it's just a reflection of their life. Like if everything in your life is so serious, you think everything else that everyone else says is serious. Like just because you don't laugh and joke with your friends, you think everyone else doesn't do that either?
I think it was kind of something I was saying like last episode. People, I think, do know a little bit better and kind of just
They act like they don't
This
just
is an opportunity
argue.
for them to just get things off their chest.
Because it was like that. I looked at the comments on the snitching one, and some people were upset too. And I'm like, okay,
Oh, were they?
you guys know that I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, they weren't upset about me saying that I was snitching. They
they're
were
taking
upset
it
about
serious, like-
the other stuff, about me saying like there's no dads in the household because people don't snitch. And it's like that's clearly a joke. Like there's no circumstance where you would think that I'm being serious about that.
Some people take things
You
very
guys are
seriously. The
choosing.
internet.
You guys are choosing to. There's no way that you live a fun life that way.
Gave him a nickname before they commented on it. They said like the mustard yellow jumpsuit man was wrong. Like,
They always do that.
Like-
They always comment on what Tresor's wearing, or even like Clyde. They'll be like, "Oh, light skinned man in the pink." Always talking.
See, but this is why clips. That's why clips are going to be the downfall of our society, bro. Because they don't give context,
Of course.
and they're like a quick.
Well, that's the point of the
reaction.
clip. That you're supposed to go watch for more. I mean,
But
ideally,
but people don't really do that though.
no.
And of course, clips are meant to be controversial or pique interest
of
and
course.
stuff. But any like sound-minded person would probably stop and think, okay, there's probably context to this that I do not know. And if I have an opinion on something and I don't know the context, I'm simply just not going to comment on it.
Right.
I could think what I'm thinking, but I'm not going to say anything.
There's a lot of that too.
Like I have literally in my life never left a negative comment anywhere ever. Cause why?
Me
If
neither.
I don't like something, I'll keep it moving. Why am I gonna like?
The psychology of the comment section is a little weird. Like, why are you going so hard typing these like long? Like, I've never conceived of doing that.
I blame the shade
I've argued
room.
about LeBron, I think, once in grade 7, and it made me really, really mad. And I was just like, okay, I don't like. I'll take it serious.
I blame the shade room.
Yeah.
You blame the shade room,
Yeah, I think shade room started.
but I won't lie. Anyone who like, and no shade,
I think the shade room started comment discourse.
fair. But I mean, like anyone who comments, like genuinely comments on like the shade room, Justin LeBoy, Six Buzz. Like, when I see people I know comment on Justin LeBoy, I'm like, yo, like, are you guys serious right now? Like, I might like tag someone I know, like, yo, look at this. Or I might like, if I don't send it to you, I'll tell my friend like, LOL, like, you know, like this is relatable, like something we talked about. But to me, like, for example, like if you go on like Justin LeBoy's,
Or the most I would comment is an emoji, like a laughing emoji. I would
Even
never,
that, it's
I would
like-
never say anything, and even that is rare. But there are people that will like.
There's like I'm okay with not knowing about things or like disagreeing with something and just like letting it
Letting
be
it
that.
go.
People really like just are in their main character, like everything's a movie to them and they need to say something. They need to insert themselves. Like it always needs to be about them. So I don't know. People
yeah,
should
like for
feel-
example, Justin LeBoy posted, unless he wears diapers, stop thinking you gonna change that man. Someone I follow said, LMAO, oh my God, right?
What the fuck?
Like,
come on.
Come on.
This is like a conspiracy theory I think of. Like,
Why are you commenting on Justin LeBoy's photos?
I kind of think views and comments aren't like as real as we all think they are.
What do you mean?
Like, you ever just see the amount of views on something and you're like, 10 million people didn't watch this, man.
Well, yeah, that definitely happens.
Or like
do you
comments
mean?
and stuff. Like, I feel like people aren't commenting as much as we think they are. There's a lot of bots and there's like a lot
Oh,
of
yeah, there's definitely
fake
bots, but
in
there's
generated-
terms of the
definitely-
numbers, yeah, but certain things though, like things that people say, I think a lot of people do just comment foolishness.
100%.
But like
But-
a Justin LA boy like post or
Is
a
it
World
LA Boy
Star-
or Love Boy?
It's LeBoy.
Either
Okay.
way, it's just when it's been posted for half an hour and there's 40,000 comments, I'm like, no, 40,000 people didn't.
Well, that's
stop
because he has so many followers.
Yeah.
100%.
It's possible though. It's
It
definitely
is,
possible.
yeah.
But there are fake comments, fake views, fake streams, all of that. So like numbers aren't really
accurate.
a good metric.
Yeah.
But all bro, everything on the internet can be manipulated. So none of that is really a good
Literally everything.
metric at all. But I agree that just I think commenting negative things, there's like something.
Something wrong with you. I think
Yeah,
I agree. I think there's
a
something
little
off with you.
something off with
If
you.
you need to do that on every video, if that's like your hobby, what you do, you comment just on every video. Like,
And you know that people don't really feel like that because no one's ever gonna say that stuff to you in person. So you don't really feel like that. You just want to say this just because you can get it off on the internet. You don't really care that much and you don't really feel like that.
Do you think that's why, like, well, I guess like some influencers, like they get personal when it comes to like people commenting certain stuff?
What do you mean?
In other words, like there's some like creators that like would read the comments and make a whole video just about like the negative comments, and it clearly affects them.
Yeah, I think just as a human, things can affect you. Like if you're seeing people say things about you that you know are untrue, I could definitely see how that can affect you. And people like if you're a creator, you'll catch yourself at least once or twice going back and forth with people. And that's why I said you can't beat the internet. So you kind of just need to stop, because people will just be willingly ignorant, and it'll turn into a joke for them that they're getting you upset. So I can see why. I think that is just putting too much energy into it also. Like just responding to bare negative comments and making whole videos about the negative comments. I don't think you should do that. It doesn't make sense.
Also, those creators too be like setting that up. You know?
Yeah.
Like they just, that's their bag.
But and also like comments help with engagement, right? And when you comment back on things and you like comments, it helps build more engagement from other accounts. It like builds up your reach. So that's why a lot of people will like comment back or stuff like that.
That's why if you're like someone's hater, you're also their supporter.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
100%.
You can't be a hater and not their supporter too. Like you're promoting them. Like they're giving them livelihood.
Especially if they follow that person.
Yeah. That's crazy, just always commenting
To
negative
follow
stuff.
someone you don't like is very weird.
Yeah.
Extremely weird. Or to follow like a public figure or celebrity that you genuinely don't like. Like why would you do that?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But then also,
Like I hate following celebrities at all. But like to act, like for celebrity who I don't mess with, like why am I following Donald Trump?
yeah. And then also on the flip side, like For You pages and stuff,
No demasiado.
that kind of breeds more negativity, because now you're just like For You pages or retweets and stuff.
Yeah.
It breeds more negativity because now you're putting this piece of content that was made for a specific group of people in front of different groups of people. So if I like LeBron and you put a video about Michael Jordan on my For You page, I'm gonna go talk shit about Michael Jordan in the comments now, because that video wasn't made for me. That video was made for people that like Michael Jordan. And now that I'm seeing it, now I'm gonna go crazy and talk about it. Before, like when it was just YouTube, or you could only see stuff for people that you followed or you subscribe to, it was less negativity because I just wouldn't see it if I don't follow you. Life.
Messing up people's psychology.
I mean, no, go ahead.
No, I was about to. You have more to add on this?
I thought you were gonna do your riddle.
Yeah, I felt like this kind of is leading into that.
I was like, oh God, okay. This is either gonna go really well or really bad.
I'm not a riddle guy.
I love a good riddle sometimes. I don't mind a riddle.
I don't like
riddles.
riddles.
Is it like a voice riddle? Like you to
Yeah, I was
play
gonna
it?
recite it, but I was like, no, you got to hear it from
Okay.
from him.
What are we doing?
He's playing the riddle.
No, it's the Bluetooth is connected to it.
Oh. But like, is it a TikTok? Like, is this person?
Yeah.
So a woman goes to her mother's funeral, and she meets a guy there that she's never met before, and they really hit it off. Like, this woman is thinking, oh my gosh, this might be my soulmate. But she doesn't realize until the funeral is over that she forgot his name, forgot his number. She has no idea who this guy is. And whoever she asks, they don't know either. And she's relatively speaking upset that she's not going to be able to see this guy again. The next week, she murders her sister. So the riddle is...
What?
What was that?
I think I've heard this riddle before.
She murders her sister?
She
Yeah.
murders her sister. The riddle is, why did she murder her sister?
So there's another funeral, right?
To see the guy again at another funeral?
Right?
I agree with that.
That's what I.
Hold on. So
Okay, so the riddle is
she saw a guy at the
she
funeral.
saw a guy at the funeral.
At her mother's funeral that she didn't know, that
No.
she hadn't seen before.
Right, but she didn't know his name or whatever, and
Hit
no
it
one
off
else knew.
And believed that he was her soulmate.
Right,
But didn't get his name.
right,
And didn't know how she could like contact him or communicate
right.
with him.
So she killed her sister.
Why?
So there's another funeral, so he can come to it.
Yeah, but
me
why was
think.
the guy? Why was the guy there? In the
Is
first
that what you thought though too?
That as soon as he said it, yeah. But I'm thinking like, why was the guy there? Well, I don't know. The guy was
Yeah,
So-
why was he there?
why was he there in the first place?
That's a little less important. So apparently all of you guys are psychopaths.
Funeral?
What?
But I feel like I've heard this.
I have not finished. I didn't come to my own conclusion yet. I didn't come to my own conclusion.
No, it
yet.
was your reaction. That's what you said.
like I was agreeing with her.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I don't know. She said it.
I don't
so it kinda-
know.
So apparently
I don't know why she
that
murdered
train
her
of
sister.
thought is psychopathy.
I think I just heard that riddle before, and I just remembered the answer.
Is that why?
I think so.
Oh, this is.
I don't think I would have had an answer. Realistically,
No?
I don't think I would have had it.
I love how you put psychology. They start backpedaling.
I know, right? I actually just heard this riddle before.
I don't know. Y'all talking about people hearing voices and everything like that.
Trey
like,
hears voices. We don't hear voices.
Well, he's a psychopath
Trey
too.
hears Mickey Mouse.
Fuck off.
So when you're setting up the camera, he's just like, and put the stand on.
Yeah, it's not us. It's him. He hears King Julian in his head.
I was the one who answered first. You did.
Mortis.
That wasn't my initial like reaction.
So, but is that what the guy said?
Yeah. And he's this guy, he's like a big psychology guy on Twitter. He's the nameless narcissist because he's a diagnosed narcissist.
Oh,
And he
diagnosed is kind of crazy.
And he was saying how like you have to be a certain type of person in order to hear that and instantly without missing a beat be like, yeah, she wanted to see him. She wanted to see him again. So she killed someone else so that another funeral could happen and she'd be able to see him there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I
feel like I've just heard this before. Well, I definitely have heard this before.
Is there an alternative answer, or is that just like the final answer?
That wasn't the first thing I thought. Like I was kind of pondering.
I was confused.
You know?
I was confused.
I don't know. There's like just that this. So maybe I don't know.
What was your thought then?
I was kind of like
maybe she was angry.
Yeah, I was kind of like maybe there's
that was
something,
my first.
Yeah, maybe.
Why
this
would
guy
you be
is
so
someone,
angry to kill your sister?
Like maybe she was so distraught that she never
I
saw this
overthink.
man
Like
again.
I was like, oh, maybe that was actually her dad, and then she found out that it was.
Oh
her.
wow!
I
So
don't
you're
know.
just going like
Yeah.
full Tyler Perry with it.
I was thinking she was so cheesed.
Well, hold on.
You're like building a whole movie around it.
I love black women. Okay,
How I killed
love
my sister.
Colored women.
Exactly. I love the colors.
He has a movie called Colored. That's why.
Who has a movie called Colored?
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, and it's the worst movie of all time. I've talked about
I know.
this.
I'm not him. Don't put that on me.
The worst
I
movie
love
ever
black
made.
women.
It's not worse than that movie that you told us to watch. The scary one.
Barbarian?
That's the worst
That was
movie of all
horrible.
time.
Okay, you guys are very extra.
That is
No,
the
You guys
worst
are very
movie
extra.
of all
It was
time,
not
bro.
the
You made it
worst.
sound like it was the next Stephen King novel.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
It was great.
No, it wasn't.
It was so good.
Please tell me what was great about it.
I don't want to ruin it for our viewers if they haven't seen it yet.
Oh, for my... No one's watching it.
I hope they do.
That was the worst
If you're
movie of
listening,
all
please
time.
go. It was not the worst movie. It was actually a very good scary movie.
It was so dry.
That was a terrible movie.
You're dry.
Nah, that was a terrible movie.
Listen, I'm not the one who recommended bad movies.
Turn down his mic.
Anyways, we were talking about something off mic beforehand. Do you guys want me to explain the 0 to 30 rating system?
I just want to explain like how I even got
Okay,
there
cool.
for you because I was having a conversation with some of my friends. We're having a frivolous conversation about women and women we find attractive, women we're talking to, or this happens, you know, if you're talking to someone, you'll show them the this her, you know, this him,
Oh God.
you know.
This her pick?
Yeah,
So sorry, before not to cut you. How exactly does the this her pick work?
it's the best picture of you on Instagram, but it's also not like it's the most optimal picture too. You know?
I don't even do that anymore. I'll just show the page and you can scroll through.
That's the best.
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
the best way
yeah.
to do it now.
Yeah.
But like, if you do choose a pick, it's kind of like you're thinking like where she looks the best, but it's not like a bikini photo or something. Like there's a bit of you got to meet in the middle there.
So this is the photo when you put like, yo, who you talking to? Like, oh, like this her. That's the photo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you have a this her?
For me or
I'll
for
just show the page.
guys?
Yeah. Do you have a photo of yourself that you feel like would be your this her? Like that you would hope would be your this her?
There's a good
Everybody
selection.
does.
I feel
Everyone
like I
does.
have a lot of this hers. I'm not gonna
Everyone
lie to
does. Because if there was any reason that someone said, hey, can you send me a picture of yourself? You're sending, you know which photos you're going to send.
Yeah.
So anyways.
So we're just talking about women and women that they found attractive and stuff, and they were telling me like certain women they were like, oh yeah, I don't find like her attractive, and then they were telling me other girls that they found attractive, and I was just like, the math isn't math. This girl is like is a baddie. Like why don't you? And then like I'm trying to get a grip of like what they find like attractive and like how they just think about that and process that. And what I realized is like, they don't really have like a spectrum or a scale or anything. It's almost like yes or no or true or false. It's like either this girl is a baddie and like, yeah, I'd want to take her on a date. I'd like to sleep with her or whatever. Or it's like she's beat and I couldn't even fathom this.
And I have a hot take on that. I feel like if you think that way, you don't really get girls. Because and I'm sorry to these men. You might be great guys. Just in this scenario, this is what I mean. I feel like if you think that way, you don't really get girls. Because if you get girls, you know that there are certain qualities that can, not even just girls, but we're heterosexual, so I can only speak about women. There are certain qualities or certain things about people that could bring them up or bring them down. So it's not just this girl looks good or this girl doesn't. A girl could look good, but say like if you're one of those people that really care about teeth and she has really bad teeth, then she doesn't look good anymore. But like she still looks good, but she doesn't because of the teeth. Or if you're someone that really cares about body, there's a lot of people where it's like her face isn't really that pretty, but her body is booming. So you still think that she looks good. There's a spectrum.
But they were being like black and white about that. What you're saying is like, if I like a girl that has good teeth and stuff, and everything else on her is great, and she doesn't have, I could still be like, she looks good, you know, like, but I can compromise and be like, okay, obviously she isn't like the preference or whatever I have in my head, but she's still beautiful, she's still attractive. And they were just like not really on that. They're like, no, like it's either this or that. And I thought that was, I'm not like that, but I wondered, there's probably other dudes that.
I know people like that, and I don't like that either because it's like, why are you being so harsh on why are you being so harsh on this lady, bro? I never got that. But
is it like that for women? Is it buying it, or is it like, because like there are things will happen with women where it's like I didn't even know that like I would find that appealing, you know? Like I get surprised every day, you know? Like my spectrum is pretty.
Are there certain things that you find attractive that like people would think is like unconventional? For me, I like girls with big ears. I think it looks good.
I like girls with big foreheads.
Why are you so puzzled?
Never heard that. I like girls with big ears.
That's exactly what
like I think big ears look cute.
Yeah.
Big ears?
Yeah.
I've never even thought about like someone having big ears.
People have sized
for
ears.
sure.
You know when people have big ears.
It's definitely a thing, but I don't think I've noticed like.
I think
gap
teeth
are
cute, can be charming, like a gap. You know.
Like I closed my gap. Wasn't a fan of it.
You had a gap?
Mm-hmm. You don't remember Zoe?
You don't remember?
I don't remember Zoe with a gap.
You've known me the longest here,
but I don't remember that.
Yeah, I had a gap.
Say a word. But there's nothing that you find attractive that people would be like, oh, okay.
That's unconventional?
Or do you just like get surprised? But like the other day I went to a dispensary and bought some weed and there was this girl behind the counter and she was just like this country girl kind of stoner thing and like totally just not what I would ever think.
But you thought she was hot?
I was bewildered, yeah.
She made you
I was just
bewildered is crazy.
Like I was like, yo, I didn't even know I could think this about this, you know?
I feel you. There's it'd be like that sometimes.
And I was trying to say this to my homies was like, you guys are kind of missing out, man. Like there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things on the spectrum
there's different
that you could enjoy. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's unconventional with guys that I like. Now that I'm really trying to think about it. Stop.
I am.
I'm trying to think. What is unconventional? I feel like I said, if you were to line up every guy that I've been with or liked or whatever, they all look fairly different. I would say
you said there were similarities last time.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure like all of them have like nice teeth. Like teeth is a thing. Like with me, like if you don't like, I'm a teeth person. So like if your teeth are like mash up.
But like everything else is great about them.
Nah.
You just couldn't turn the page on that? Because
I like when men smile. So if you don't have like nice teeth where it's like, when you smile, I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like, I don't know. Is that bad?
No, that's your preference.
It's just your preference.
But I think but it does sound like you fall more in line with like what these guys are talking about.
When you were talking about it, I was like, maybe I am more.
No, but I don't know the mind of a woman. Like, do you think women are more so like that though? Where it's like it's black and white and less gray?
I think
about attractiveness.
I'm not a woman, but I think so. I think because there's less. So too. I think because there's less things on a man that you would find attractive.
There's so much you can find attractive about women.
Like
there's
as a guy, you have your body and you have your face. Yeah. And that's it.
And as a woman, you have your body and your face too.
Yes, but there's different parts of your body that we could, like a girl, like she could be skinny, but she can have nice titties, and that's enough. Or you can have no titties and a fat ass, and that's enough. Or you can have titties and an ass and not really a good face, and that's enough for some people. like as a guy, you don't really have,
seriously.
you know, Like this, you can
Let him cook.
Oh my god.
like you can mix and match with girls, or like a girl could have nice eyes but no titties, but like a nice shape, and that's enough. You know, like
Oh
with
my
us,
God.
we don't really.
Oh my God, the word is true.
We don't really
speaking the
have
gospel
that.
today.
It's like you have your height, you might have your body composition, like if you're fat, skinny, muscular, and then you have how your face looks.
If you're a guy and you're ugly, you're
That's
fucked.
it.
That's not
kinda
true.
it.
Yes,
Fucked.
it is.
No,
Physically,
if
get a
you're
good job.
funny. If you're funny,
No, see, but now you're talking about things that aren't physical.
okay.
We're talking strictly physical.
physical. Okay.
Strictly physical.
So you're telling me that a
We don't-
woman can be, like I said, ugly in the face, but big titties, and it's like, okay, listen,
For some people, that's enough. That's
That's
all.
true.
That's enough.
But I feel like guys can have an ugly face and maybe a nice build, and that's enough for some women.
Some,
Yeah,
if a guy's
yeah.
really tall and he's not good looking,
Why did he have to be really tall?
that's, or you could be really muscular and not
Yeah.
good looking, and some people will.
Some
like
women
that.
really don't like a overly muscular guy. Though,
For
too,
sure.
right?
I don't like an overly muscular guy either. Because I
Yeah.
feel like when you have like too much muscle, it's like, ugh.
What's too much?
like
like
when it's
bodybuilder.
Yeah, like I don't like bodybuilder where it's like there's so much cuts and then the veins and like the muscles just popping out. Like
You don't
I
like
don't
veins?
I do like. I love me a good vein
Why'd you do that?
in different places, but I'm saying like
flashbacks.
when I didn't have
Jeez,
flashbacks.
relax.
I'm
It's
just
a
saying.
Friday, middle of the day.
Anyways, I'm saying like when it's like too muscular, where it's like it looks very bulky and like sharp. I don't like it. I like a little bit of cushion, not cushion,
Like
but like
when the body mass index is too low. It's
yeah,
just
when
straight
there's
muscle.
too straight muscle. I like muscle, but like calm muscle.
I think there definitely is a.
I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking
you know what I'm
about.
saying? Like
I
I
see
want,
that.
and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need like not too skinny, but not like thick. You know what I'm saying? I like a slim, thick man.
But there definitely is a. I don't know. There's also
I
like.
hate that made sense.
Yeah, I love a good like Tresor slim. You're like slim too.
I'm pretty. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
slender
I'm-
guys.
we're
Yeah,
slim.
I need a little bit more thick,
Okay.
slim, thick.
All
I'm
right.
trying to give an example. Like
Like you need some Kyle Lowry going on.
no. That's fat booty thick. Like that's thick. Like that's a thick man. I need like
More than me or less than me?
less thick than you, but yeah, less thick.
See,
We're
but
just getting
also.
subjective.
See, no, but
I'm
also.
just subjecting everybody.
See, but also she's talking about I need, and I guarantee there's guys that don't fit that description that you have liked before.
This is what I was
for
trying to
sure.
say to my friends, right?
Yeah.
This is what I
Yeah,
was
when
trying
I
to say.
say
to
I
them.
need, like, yeah, I'm definitely using that loosely, but like,
Yeah.
I enjoy like my preference more. But like some people fall like my preference is tall, but I've definitely dealt with guys who were way shorter than my preference.
Okay.
But I do ideally like a
you'll
tall
make,
guy.
You'll make compromises.
Everyone
Depends.
will make compromises.
Yo, can I ask, like, when it's something like that, are you like in your head kind of like, damn, he is short, but at least he does this? Like, are you actually actively
I don't think about it that much.
compensating in your head?
No,
thinking?
I mean, like I might like if off rep, I'm like, yeah, he's shorter than I'm used to. But I mean, if we vibe and he's attractive, then I mean, what am I gonna do? Fight about his height? Like I can't change that. But ideally, I do love a taller guy because I like to feel small.
Do guys have sex appeal the way that girls have sex appeal?
Not
There
the-
are some guys who
not
have
the way
good
they
sex
do, but
appeal.
guys have sex appeal.
For sure.
Like there's certain girls you could just look at her and you're like, yo, I know she goes crazy. Like just by looking at her. Do girls think that about guys?
Some guys have a certain like je ne sais quoi about them where you're like, yeah, that guy got something going on. But it's I think it's more rare finding a guy with very good. Oh my God, that scared me. Sorry, someone came through the door. I think it's more rare to find someone
You
with.
could have swore we were getting swatted.
No, I literally.
God damn, bro.
Hi.
that shit?
No, it's Mally. No, I generally got scared because I was just so in thought mode, and two, that door's loud as shit.
Yeah, it's an aggressive.
Now I
thing.
lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Oh, yes. I feel like it's more rare to find a man with like a lot of sex appeal than a woman with a lot of
Obviously.
And it not be corny.
yeah.
'Cause we're not talking about the dudes that are just shirtless,
Oh
dripping
my
honey down their
God.
chest.
Yeah, men have very like
Eating fake
Yeah, I
coochie
feel like
from a
when-
guava.
sex appeal is Okay, I don't know what that was.
Okay,
You know those
I don't
guys
think
that
sex appeal can be learned. I think it's natural.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
you don't
if
think it's something you acquire over time?
I
don't
think
think
sex
so.
appeal. I mean, like acquire, yes, but like I'm not trying to do it. Like people say I have like, I don't think I have sex appeal all the time, but people are like, yeah, when you like get in certain like you know, like whatever, like you have a very good sex appeal about you, but
about you specifically too,
not
right?
about you.
No, like let's talk about this because, and this is what guys say to me and shit too, right? About you, like what we were talking about at the beginning, like the persona and the expectations that people probably have about you being this loud podcast lady,
right?
Some guys,
They think she's a freaky girl.
well,
I mean, I am.
some guys just like a girl that they feel could like beat their ass or is like gonna yell at, like there's guys that like that conflict, that
for sure.
firecrackerness too, you know?
Yeah.
But have you
That's
ever
sex appeal, right?
Yes and no. Like
Because you
sex
come
appeal-
across that way to people, and if that's a guy's bag, they're gonna look at the comment section for the spitting video.
for sure. But do you want like
They're going crazy for
the what's it called? Like the Google definition of sex appeal, or like what I would think like what sex appeal means? Because Google definition of sex appeal is the ability to excite people sexually without doing sexual, like without being overly sexual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, people have told me like, yeah, like you definitely have a way of like the way like you talk or like present yourself, or like you can excite men sexually without having to like be sexual with them.
But I also feel like
For sure.
to have sex appeal, I feel like your personality type has to be a certain way.
100%.
Like I don't think funny people necessarily have sex appeal because there's an air of mystery in sex appeal and seriousness in sex appeal.
I don't think Drewski has sex appeal.
I'd go as far to say that being funny, you being funny, that existing is almost because you don't have sex appeal. The reason
I
that
don't
you
think so.
The reason you became funny is because you don't have sex appeal, or you weren't able to leverage sex appeal.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think being funny is a defense mechanism,
I
not a
don't
talent.
think so
No, it's not a
either.
defense mechanism, but
I
I
don't
do
think so
think
either.
it's hard to really lean into like a comedian side of you and have sex appeal.
Yeah, because you have to be so serious.
No, it's not even the seriousness. It's just like
But think about the people that you think have sex appeal. Most of them probably aren't funny people. Or even celebrities that you think have sex appeal. They're probably not funny people. Like Rihanna. Everyone thinks Rihanna has sex appeal. Rihanna seems like she has serious looks on her face. She seems like she might not be a mean person, but she seems like a serious person.
I don't think so.
Rihanna doesn't seem like a chuckly, laughing all the time type of person.
I think so. I think Rihanna seems very like I think she seems very like light.
No, she's cool.
Like-
She seems cool.
I'm thinking about
Rihanna
what
does
you're
not
saying,
seem like a funny person.
I would argue that she does. Yeah, I agree. I disagree as well.
Because I'm thinking about what you're saying, and I'm thinking about the moments where Rihanna's funny, like when she pulled up to the red carpet and she was like, they were like, "Oh, you're late," and she's like, "Bitch, I know," or something like that. That's funny, but she's being what he's describing.
Yeah, even her funny is like dark.
It's mean, yeah.
Her funny's dark.
Not all the time. I feel like you guys just don't pay attention to Rihanna enough. I feel like Rihanna.
We don't pay attention to Rihanna.
I feel like
crazy
Rihanna
thing,
is definitely like, I don't think she's like that like serious like all the time. But
Even
Rihanna
her-
has crazy sex appeal.
Yes, but even her pictures. Out of 10, how many times do you see a picture of Rihanna and she's smiling? Like an on guard picture. Not
you
an
can say that for
off-guard.
most female celebrities though.
No, not really.
Yes, you
Beyonce
can.
smiles a lot.
When she's performing.
No, just in pictures.
Kalani smiles too.
That's arguable. I
Coco
don't
Jones smiles a lot.
Coco Jones.
But I don't think Coco Jones, I guess she kind of has sex. I don't know. how to
No,
explain
but
that. I
that's
think
but
she's
that's
more
what I'm
like
saying.
beautiful woman, but like sex appeals, like I said, you excite the sex. Like it's a little bit more raunchy. I feel like Coco Jones is more just like gorgeous woman. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. She'd be
Like, you-
cooking on Bel Air, and it was like,
my friends and I break it down like this: there's fine, there's sexy, and there's handsome. Or is it?
where's pretty?
No, this is for men. So as a straight woman, there's fine, and then there's handsome, I think, and then there's sexy.
Sexy's the top.
Sexy, you have to be fine and handsome.
Okay.
Or is it? No. I don't know how to break it
You
down.
probably would have to
But
have
I-
sex appeal too.
Huh?
You'd probably have
But
to
you,
have
yeah,
sex
I'm
appeal
saying like
too.
you can be fine but not sexy. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the sex appeal to be sexy. There are some men who are very good looking, but like they don't have the sex appeal. So they're not sexy to me.
Okay. Let me ask you about another celebrity then, because I feel like he's a man that really leverages sex appeal, and it's like his career.
Who?
Drake.
You think Drake leverages sex appeal?
When he's on stage and girls are throwing bras at him on stage, and his
I
music
think that's
is
just Drake because it's. I don't think Drake
Is
has
that
sex
not
appeal.
sex appeal for to make girls want to throw bras on stage and they scream and cry when he comes on stage? Like,
No, I don't think that's.
I see what he's saying
I
though.
see what you're saying.
That's not sex
but
appeal?
I don't think Drake has sex appeal.
Because a lot of girls. So then what is
Drake
it?
is not like a sexy guy.
Okay, you may not
He's a
find-
good-looking
but-
guy for sure, but I don't think Drake like goes
don't-
out of his way to be like sexy or he has like the sexiness.
So what
about
is it if?
You don't think
I've
sex
seen
appeal
a lot of
works
girls
into his career and his bag the way
Because
that
I've
he's
seen a
able
lot
to
of
get
girls
fans?
say that they like would sleep with Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely want to sleep with a man who's handsome and not sexy. What? All that is with the sexiness is that they have the sex appeal about them. Like I said, you can be a very handsome man and have no sex appeal.
But just that sounds kind of like what we're talking about. He's a crooner, you know, like when he talks and he puts his voice a certain way, and it's like the girls freak out. Like that sounds like sex appeal. It may not appeal to you or something, but I'm just saying, like, he's a guy that makes that work for him. Like, that's his bag, right? And a lot of performers do that.
I feel like
doesn't
girls
Omarion?
just
He was
throw-
like humping the stage on when he performs and stuff too, and they freak out for that.
I don't know. Like Chris Brown has sex appeal. For sure.
Could you give like a celebrity list, like who's sexy, who's handsome, and who's fine? Like just 3.
Okay.
This is your preference though, too, right?
It is my preference, yeah. So it can be a bit subjective.
Yeah.
So like, sexy would be like. I'm trying to think.
Sexy red, sex appeal.
No, I'm trying to think who I consider like. I think sexy would be like Skepta.
Okay.
So sexy would be like Skepta. Fine would be like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is very fine. But he doesn't have like too much of a sex appeal about him. But he's a very, very, very good looking man.
Okay.
And like handsome would be like Keith Powers.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just learning.
Because like Skepta has that sexiness about him. Like, you know, he has the tattoos when he's shirtless. Like, you know what I'm saying? He does the modeling sort of. He's in the Vogue. So he has a little sexiness about him.
Skepta seems like a very serious guy.
Oh, you're going back to your argument about it serious has to be sexy. Or sex in order to have sex, but you gotta be a little more serious.
Where you can't be funny.
It just seems that way.
But Skepta's also handsome on paper and he has a sex appeal.
Skepta
makes him
looks
sexy.
like he's a pretty serious dude.
The right question to ask is, who are really funny people that like are sexy?
I don't know. Does that even?
Do you
That's just what I was
do you
saying.
get stand-up comedy on your For You page algorithm?
Sometimes, yeah.
Have you seen this
A
male,
sexy comedian?
Have you seen this male comedian, Matt Rife?
Yes, the white one, yeah.
He looks like an American, like
White guy.
eagle, kind of
Yeah,
like
American
He
Eagle
looks
is
like an
great.
Abercrombie guy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I feel like that's probably helps him. You know, that probably helps him sell tickets to shows and stuff. That probably
but
helps him
he's-
with engagement.
But,
But he said the opposite though.
What?
I seen him. He said that being good looking actually hurts him being a stand up comedian because people don't want to hear jokes from someone that looks good looking. Like
Yeah.
being
you think
ugly.
he's standard? Like, you think he's good looking?
Well, that's what
I think he's
saying.
stereotypically for like.
Oh, for like white girl. Like, yeah,
Probably,
he's
yeah.
a hot white guy. Okay.
Like he said like being, and it's kind of true. If someone is ugly that tells jokes, it's kind of funnier just because of how they look. Or if there's voice, if they have a funny voice, it hits more than if it's someone that's really good looking. For men and women, not a lot of stand up comedians are like really really good looking people.
What about
It's a
the
small
pretty
number.
girl V? Those are what's her name? Pretty V, something like that. Isn't she stand
Yeah,
up?
but would you put her in the
Like Whitney
stand up
Cummings
Hall
and
of
Sarah
Fame?
Silverman.
Like
No.
she's not up. I'm talking about people that
She's
are
very
like
pretty though.
very known for stand up comedy.
Right.
They're probably not good looking. That's just kind of human psychology.
Or maybe good looking but not sexy. Or either.
I don't know. But anyways, well, my scale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we went
We
way
got
out.
very
Yeah.
long-winded
When
with
I
that.
said this off mic, Tresor told me that he has a 30-point scale, and I was like, "Hey, wait, I really
That
want
is
to hear about
crazy.
this."
I didn't make this up, by the way. I got this from the minorities, but I think it makes
The
sense.
minorities?
Which ones?
No, the group.
We were like, what minorities?
The blacks, the Latino, which one?
I know, right?
The minority.
The Asians too.
So instead of a grading scale from 1 to 10, you grade from 1 to 30, and that gives a more accurate description of a person. So say if I said someone was a 7, what would you think they are?
Above average.
Above average, kind of good
reasonably
looking.
good looking.
Right?
Yeah.
If I said they were a 4, what would you think?
On the lower side.
On the lower side,
but
definitely not
a jump
attractive.
scare.
Right?
Yeah.
So now if you break it down from 1 to 10, 10 to 20, and 20 to 30, you have way more of a specific idea of who the person is.
Okay.
So 1 to 10 they're probably ugly, right? But if someone is a 9, they're ugly, but they're not like jump scare ugly. Like they're almost average, but they're still like on the uglier side, right? 10 to 20 is average. If someone's an 11, they're a very low average looking person. If someone's a 19, they're not fine yet. Like there's something about them that doesn't make them fire, but they're still above the average person. Like you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then 20 to 30 is like good looking. But if you're like a 21 or a 22, you're just above average. But like no one would say you're an average looking person, but you're like on the lower end of good looking people. Like a 28, 29, 30 is like you are a 10 across the board. Everyone unanimously would think that you are good looking. So if I was describing a girl and I said that she's a 23 probably falls somewhere between a 7 and an 8 or an 8.5.
Yeah.
You
But it's
can
more
describe it better.
specific, right? Like you guys get what I mean? I feel like that's a easier way to, especially if you're trying to describe someone. If I said someone is a 28, you know that they are, like unanimously, you would know that they're fire. But if I said that someone was a 20, it's like, yeah, they're good looking, but they're not out of this world crazy good looking, but they're not average looking.
Got it. Okay.
I'd feel like that's a more accurate way to rate people.
I mean, it's too much for me. I'm thinking 1 to 10, but I understand what you mean.
Because
Yeah,
there's
1 to
so
10
much
works for me
gray
too.
because there's so much gray area. Like, think about it. If a girl calls you a 7, it's like that's not bad, but you're still kind of like,
You're almost feeling like a diss.
yeah, it's almost kind of a diss. But in her head, she could think you're like a 21, but she's saying 7.
It's like taking just ugly, mid, and then attractive, and then giving a 10-point scale.
Yeah,
for each
yeah.
one,
Basically
you know?
what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. You're giving a 10-point scale for ugly, mid, and attractive.
Yeah, because like you said, you could feel a type of way if a girl says 7. And 7 isn't bad,
Yeah,
but
7?
in your head, you're like, it's not great. So you could feel a type of way.
Let me ask you something. Can you be a 33?
No, I
Does
think
that-
30 is the highest.
You can't. There's no one's ever existed that's been a 31.
No, I don't even think there's people that are 30s.
Because
Victoria Monet's man is a 30.
when I have 1 to 10, I do think that there are 12s and 13s.
And I hopefully
stuff,
one
you
day
know?
we can get Victoria
I don't
Monet
think
on this
so.
show so I can tell her that her man is a 30
You wouldn't tell her that.
To you,
to life.
someone can't be a 30 if
I'm telling
everyone
you
doesn't
that
think
man
they're a 30.
across the board is a 30. There's no way there's a woman on this earth that does not find that man
Yes,
attractive.
a girl that doesn't like light-skinned guys would not think he's a 30.
It's not even about being
It's
light. It's
that
literally not
simple.
even about being light skinned. It's about being fine.
But if someone doesn't like light-skinned men,
But I
they
don't
wouldn't
like
think that.
light skinned men either.
But you're open to it. There's some people that don't like light skins at all. They
Nah,
wouldn't
that's
think
a
he's
problem.
a 30.
I hate that. I'm not getting into this again, but I hate that I don't like this at all. Like, what are you talking about? Especially when it comes to like skin shape. What do you mean I don't like light skins at all? Like, what are you talking about? There's good looking light skins. There's good looking everywhere. I
course there
I
are.
genuinely don't understand people like, oh, I don't like light skins. I
But
would
there
never
are some
find
people that
How would
don't.
you never find a light skinned man attractive? Are you kidding me right now?
This is pretty much what
How
I'm saying.
would
to
you
my friends.
never find a dark skinned man attractive just because his skin? Like, I don't get it. There's so many other features that play in a person's physical appearance other than the color of their skin. Like, how, are you dumb? There's fine ass Asian men, fine ass Indian men, fine ass black. Like, what are we even saying right now? There's no way you're like, oh, he's light skinned, he's ugly. Are you dumb? No.
No, I got you.
These are the type of people who either like they don't socialize, they don't travel, or they just have
Or
no
y'all don't get
experience.
no dick. What?
Chronically online.
Like, yes, I always talk about I date black because, you know, more issues of just physical appearance or more preferences aside from physical appearance. But I'm saying, like, if I, like, what? I could definitely look at a white man and be like, yeah, that man's fine as hell. Travis Kelce is a fine white man.
You're saying this indicative of girls that don't get dick. I think, like, that's such a dangerous thing.
Girls who don't get dick?
Women, well, no, men are the more dangerous.
Or girls who don't get men?
Well, this is... We talked about words.
Girls who don't get men are kind of dangerous.
Talking about words that don't mean people just throwing words around on the internet and stuff like that. People will like say anyone's like this is a buzzword. I don't know if you're gonna have to, but like incels, right?
Right.
That's kind of what an incel is. Someone that just involuntarily can't get gal or dick, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm just saying that's the most dangerous thing ever. Man.
But is it incel only for men? Can you be a female incel?
A femcel.
I think so.
You can. It's probably not likely.
I feel like there's so many women, and it's like, bro, like you're saying that you hate or don't like light skinned men, or you don't like dark skinned men. Do you even get men? Like, do you even get men or the attention from different types of men to even make those? I don't know. I just feel like it's to me, it's very weird. Even when men are like, oh, I don't like dark skinned girls. Like, do you even get girls? Like, do you even have the facilities for that, big man?
You ever seen a dark skinned girl? Like, what are you talking about?
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I just don't understand the whole. And people will argue till they're blue in the face about skin color and I'm like, bro, it's literally bullshit. Like, no one can ever convince me that because of this person's skin color that they are unattractive now. No, it doesn't matter.
I'm asking it because I'm agree with you, but like, do you think that preferences and racism go hand in hand, or you think it's just straight out one or the other?
I definitely think that when it comes to like if Tresor is like, oh, some people don't like light skins at all, and no matter what light skin is, they'll never find them attractive. That definitely plays a part in a deeper issue than
I
just
think it's just
preference.
ignorant. I think it's
ignorance. It's fetishization. It
more
could be
going
colorism. You know, linked to white supremacy, stuff like that. I'm just saying, but like that's like me saying, oh, like obviously I only date black men. But that's like me saying like, ugh, if he's white, ugh. Like, no, there are some good-looking white men. Like, let's be very real. Like, there's how many billion people on this planet? But you're telling me every single white man you'll never find attractive? Like, not even like that's a handsome man?
Yes, but technically, could that not fall under what you're saying? If you're saying, yeah, there's attractive, like, because think about it. If it was the other way around, I don't know if that's a false equivalent, but you guys let me know. If a white girl said, yeah, there's black guys that are handsome, but I only date white guys, I wouldn't date a black guy. Isn't that kind of problematic?
I mean, yes and no.
I feel like she's going to have a hard time expressing that and it not sounding fucked up.
Right, because it's, sorry, go ahead.
But I don't know. I think this is a thing where like black people get so upset when it's like at the Kardashians or something for like, you know, if Kylie dates a whole bunch of black guys and then she switches to Timothy and then they'll be like, oh, you know, like, yeah, they like black guys and then they switch over and it's like I think people should be allowed to like who they are, you know? Like, so if a white girl just likes white guys, like I don't think that's problematic.
But to kind of play devil's advocate, I know girls personally who like all throughout high school, all throughout university, they would only date black guys, and then they were like, actually want something serious, so then they start dating white.
Jeannie made it?
No, Jeannie Mae did the other. Oh well, Jeannie initially she thought like that too before she married. What's his name? Jeezy. Yeah, remember and that's a situation where like it kind of still sticks with her because, yeah, she did say what she say like black is for pleasure and white is for life, something like that or something. Or she said like white men are for
dark
serious.
Meat on the side or whatever.
Yeah, which was super problematic. But nice. I know a lot of girls who like I said in their younger days, you know, used to date non-black women, by the way, who used to date black guys and would always date black guys, but when it was time to settle down or like I want something serious, they would date white or non-black.
Where do you think that's from?
Probably ignorance and stereotypes, because the stereotype are like black men are unserious daters.
What about fetish?
Fetishization, it's more like Jeannie Mai said, you know, large
combination of those
penises, good in the bedroom, fun, big man.
That was the thing. Like,
but
sorry, go ahead.
My bad. But so what I want to know is, when none of us are like outside of black culture, so I don't know if other people do this, but in your opinion, do you think other races like continue? And I don't want to serious this out, but I just had a question. Do you think other races like talk about their people the same way that black people talk about each other? Like, you know how you said like there might be some stereotypes like black guys are unserious daters, people who aren't black will be like, yeah, why? Like, I don't want my daughter dating a black guy because he might be a deadbeat father or whatever. Black guys are unserious. And then black people will be like, black guys are unserious. Do you think that other people say that about like their own people too?
I've heard, yes, I've heard conversations with like maybe like people like the Indian community that say stuff about like what it's like to date Indian men. Some Indian women don't like dating Indian men.
That's exactly.
And
what
I've heard Asian women that aren't Chinese say about Chinese men.
And there's a lot of
like
discourse between the Asian, right? Like Chinese versus Japanese versus Vietnamese versus Korean versus Filipino. It's all very different across the board, right? So they have similar, at least that I've heard, having friends that are outside, there is similar conversations about it. But I mean, like, I know more engaged and soon to be married white women who are dating white men than I know engaged and soon to be married black men.
Yeah, but there's plenty
I'm not saying anything's wrong. I'm just saying.
No, but there's plenty of things that
I know more. And I know a lot of black people, by the way.
But there's plenty of things that go into that.
My sister is going to be a bridesmaid before me. My younger sister, who's 25, is going to be a bridesmaid before me because her friend, who is white, is getting married.
But
her best friend. You know how many black girlfriends I have?
Yeah. But also in general,
I've never been a bridesmaid yet.
But in general, I think marriage is privilege. Like, that's a privilege.
It's a privilege to be married?
Like, to be able to get married, because usually if you want to get married, you want to have a stable financial foundation.
Right.
You have to be able to pay for the wedding, pay for the ring, all of that.
Yeah, very true.
Or like families pay for it too.
Yeah, or your families or something. You have to be on road to get married. Like, you can't be locked up. You can't be on house arrest, probation, none of that. You have to be around. Like, there's so many things that go into it where black people have had a disadvantage.
I'm not going to take in the whole, like, house arrest, like, that.
No,
there's a lot of black men who are not on.
Of course, but I'm saying compared to probably the people that you know, the people that are black, we probably know more people that are in jail than your white counterparts know people that, like, their white friends that are in jail.
Oh,
that's a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
So even if I loved my wife and I wanted to marry her and I somehow got locked up, I can't marry her. That doesn't mean I don't want to marry her. That doesn't mean I don't have the ability to marry her. But if I'm gone, and this is just one instance, if I'm not financially stable enough to marry her, then I might not marry her because I can't afford the wedding. I want to get her the ring that she wants. I'm just saying, white people, usually they might be they might have an advantage. Your family might be able to help. You might not have a family. You might come from a broken home.
But you're talking about wedding versus marriage.
But that's a part of marriage.
Not always.
Most people.
I mean, some people do want the full wedding. Some people just want to get. You don't have to have this big extravagant wedding.
But most people want that, though, is what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say most anymore.
Most people want the ring. They want the wedding. They want that. I feel like all I'm saying is I feel like white people have been born with advantages that would lend them to do that more than black people.
And it would make marriage easier.
And it would make it easier.
I agree with that sentiment. I agree with that sentiment.
Because it's not like, I don't think it's like black people don't want to get married or would prefer not to get married. So I think you probably would be more likely to go to a white wedding because that's just more like something that's easily done.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of, and we've talked about this before, there's a lot of stigmas in the black community with dating in comparison to like.
Exactly. Yeah, that too.
Like the talking stage versus the getting to know you versus the texting. It's like, bro, other races don't do that.
Yeah, they do.
I've never heard a white girl talk about we're in the talking stage. I
don't like that notion. Yes, they do.
I've never heard.
I don't know if you know a lot of white people.
Like, they have the talking stage.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that, and especially when I was in high school and stuff. Like like there was talking. There was
went to a majority white high school, and I've never they were white. We liked each other. We're dating. Like it was never like they were like.
But does that make it a good thing?
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's nay or nay. I'm just saying it's different.
I don't
like. I feel like, and we do like the whole like, oh, we do the talking stage, and then we do the this that, and we might be talking for talking for 8, 9, 10, 12 months.
White people don't have talking stages. I think that's like they do. They 100% do. I know lots of
not the elongated talking stages that a lot of dating in the black community has.
Yeah,
like a lot. Like I said, the average white person is not doing like a 18-month talking stage.
Yeah, but like we've said before, just in the white community, dating is more accepted in general. So you're like, they have the space to do that.
What do you mean it's more accepted?
Like you could date at 13 in a white house and the parents probably don't care. You could bring your boyfriend over to the house and the parents probably don't care. Some people, we knew people in high school who were in relationships, their boyfriends or girlfriends were sleeping over at their house and they were 15, 16 years old.
Right.
A lot of like people in our community, we kind of have to like, because our families are either conservative or more strict, you have to sneak around to do things. You can't openly say, this is my girlfriend. I think all that plays a part into
Do you think that's not true?
That's 100% true.
Younger, yes, but as
yeah, but
adults,
the things that you do when you're young, they carry on to when you're older. So if I had to sneak around to have a girlfriend and I didn't say that it was my girlfriend and I just got used to a romantic relationship where it's like it only gets this far, that could travel over into my adult life without even me realizing.
It could.
Yeah, it definitely could. Or if your family's super religious and you weren't allowed to date.
right?
And I can't bring my girlfriend, I can't even tell my parents that I'm in a relationship. Now that I'm older, I might not feel like I can outwardly express to the world that I like somebody just because that's how my mind is wired. I think just stuff like that.
I think so too. But I also like the way that you're kind of like, okay, but that isn't like, I don't think that's like a scapegoat or like.
What do you mean?
It's definitely not. I'm just
like,
giving reasons.
I don't think like I think that's a reason and I think that exists, but I don't think it's like an excuse or something, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely not accepting that as
But it's true though.
It's true though.
Yeah.
And even our culture glorifies like on men and women now, not even just men. Our culture kind of glorifies not needing people and
Hyper independence.
Hyper independence, using people for whether it's their body or their money or whatever.
I don't think our culture does not glorify using people for their bodies.
Music, having a bunch of girls, that's using people for their bodies. What would you need 20 girls for if it's not for their bodies?
Okay, well, when you say it like that, it sounded
that's what I
different the way
mean.
you
And
said
the
it
culture, a
initially.
big part of culture is music. And that's where people are learning a lot of stuff from. A lot of people start doing drugs because of it's cool in music. Future does drugs, Lil Uzi does drugs, and I like them, so I'm going to start doing perks and start doing drugs. A lot of people have done that.
I mean, yes, I understand the influence, but it's like, you can't really, yes, you can blame it, but it's like, there has to be a line. Like, it's like, you know, when Mal said on the Rory and Mal podcast, he was like, they said like weed was a gateway drug.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, weed, like they were like trying to like scare you from weed and like, don't try weed. If you try weed, you're gonna like do cocaine. You're gonna do and Mal was like, bro, there's never been a day in my life where I said, you know what, tomorrow we're gonna do heroin. Tuesday, no more weed. We're doing coke. Like, that's never. And no, don't get me. I understand that we, like, you know, there's some people where, like, you know, and I do know people personally
I
who,
feel
like,
how you feel about the other shit
I
about
agree.
what you're saying right now.
Yeah, because, like, and don't get me wrong, I do think that it can be a gateway drug, but the way they sold it in school was like, don't smoke weed, because if you smoke weed, that's it. You're gonna try cocaine, you're gonna try heroin, you're gonna end like this person in this picture right here.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I've only ever smoked weed in my life. I've never touched any other drug ever.
But I think that's a little bit different. And I agree that them saying weed is a gateway drug is kind of just propaganda. But I feel like with what I'm saying, that's more like not people going from weed to something else. That's more like people started smoking weed because they thought it's cool because their favorite rappers and artists smoke. That's more what I'm saying.
Anyone
Okay.
I know that like sold crazy things, like started off selling weed.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, definitely, right? Because, well, that's also from a money perspective.
it can be a
There's not a
gateway,
lot
but-
of, like, especially back then in Canada, you used to sell, what, a gram for $10? There wasn't a lot of money in selling weed. If you wanted to make more money, then you start going to selling the big guys.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And I'm saying no one starts with the big guys. Like they
A lot of people started with big guys, but that's just, that's not my business.
And you know what's strange about that, like, whole life, the drug life, where it's like when people are selling drugs and all that, you know, a lot of whatever hoodmans, you know, or whoever that sell big drugs, a lot of them say like their favorite movies are like Scarface and The Godfather and all these like drug movies and stuff. And it's like, they're like, yeah, I want it to be like
I wanted to be like Scarface.
Scarface
I wanted
and-
to be
Oh
like
yeah, that
and
was
it's like-
bro,
and Peyton
there
but
was
it's
a
like-
point in my life where I wanted to be a mob wife.
See, but the
Like
thing
my
is,
like ideally, and like, and I won't lie. Yeah, it's. I used to watch a lot of drug shows. I used to watch a lot.
You know,
of
we're not
like,
talking about black culture either, right?
No.
What you're saying, like these mob movies and stuff like that. Like,
It's not black.
Even like BMF and all that. But my thing is like
Scarface. They
Name-
made that shit look amazing.
Yeah.
Scarface.
Like
and all-
what?
How? No, this is what I'm saying. See, keep that right there. They made that shit look amazing. How did Scarface end?
That's true.
None of those movies ended good. None of them ended good. Not one single drug movie about any of these guys ended good.
I feel like
even the black
older.
ones.
When you think about it, and from an older perspective, yes.
Even
But when
the-
you're like a teenager and like you're seeing like like how powerful these men are and how like ding they are and they have money and they're rich. It does look appealing at
don't
some
know.
point.
I never-
used to love the mob life.
I never
used to be
understood
like,
it.
oh, this looks
'Cause
lit.
even the black
Griselda's
ones-
coming out. Sofia Vergara's gonna be Griselda. Like that miniseries looks crazy.
Who's gonna play Benny the Butcher? Though?
Even the oh my god.
You're so annoying.
even the black ones, when people were like, yo, they looked up to BMF and Big Meech and all these people, and it's like, he is in jail right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the thought is so short-sighted.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna have
Yeah.
fun for like 5 years and then spend 20 years in jail. Is the 5 years
It's
of
true. No, you're right. Because once you're in
lavishness
it, you can't
enough?
get out.
What's the loaded Lux line? Is your lifespan being short worth your money being long? Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true. You're very
You know,
right.
you know the bar I'm talking
I know
about?
exactly.
But
Yeah,
they
I
definitely
don't know.
glorified that
Shoulda
stuff
looked
for
like-
sure. They definitely glorified because, like I said, it looks all like wow, like you want to date the man in charge, and there's girls to this day who still love to date
Definitely.
the drug dealers and the mob guys, and the of
Definitely.
course, what are you talking about? I know girls personally who love to date
Oh, I do too.
guys who are like drug dealers and like in them, you know, they're the tough guys and they'll make things happen. Like that's not.
I knew a
That's
girl-
not unreal.
I knew a girl in high school who actively dated a guy like that, and
Yeah.
knew what the outcome was going to be. And as soon as the outcome happened, I'm like, "Yep,
Yeah.
this was predicted."
Yeah. There's girls to this day, but I'm excited. It's a mindset thing the same way. Like eventually you realize this is not.
They knew.
It-
It's self-sabotage.
You can say that too, maybe.
See, so what do you say about the guys where it's a lot of the incel community, but take it off of incel community, just like regular, the average Joes who see that and like are watching that, and some of the girls want to date the drug dealers and all the bad boys and stuff. And like you said, when you grow up, eventually you realize that this is not good.
Yeah.
At that same time, a lot of those guys who are watching from the sidelines
Are
are
you talking
like,
about yourself?
no, definitely
Oh.
not. A lot
It
of
sounded
those,
like you were talking like
No.
I used to watch girls date the drug dealers and the ballers. No, go ahead.
Well, they did, but
Then I
that
got
was
me some
definitely
money.
not me. Nah.
And I'm a millionaire according to famous.tiktokers.com.
So what I'm saying is, so what about, do you think they have a leg to stand on when they're like, you ran around with the drug dealers and you wanted to do all this, and now that you're older and grown and want to settle down, now you want to talk to me?
No, you don't have a leg to stand on.
Beat it,
I'm
chick.
learning. And this is not me. I'm just talking about like from a woman's.
Beat it.
I hate that.
That meme
I
is
hate-
hilarious.
that meme is so-
Done
yeah,
unrepairable
I don't
damage to
beat
the
it.
black community.
I
that
don't
meme.
think you really have a leg to stand on because it's like, you know, like obviously, like, yeah, if you're young and doing like that's just a different time. Like, obviously, you're gonna grow and learn things about yourself and learn what you do and do not want. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if a man was like, oh, you used to only date the football players in high school, now you want to, like, shut up. Shut up.
The mentality was like, even
Like, come on. Like, I would never go to a man like, you only used to date the cheerleaders and the thing, but now you want to date me who used to play. Like, come on. Like, come on. That is so whack to me.
Yeah.
like I would,
Like, there's no way you're really going to press me because I used to want to date the football
Have you guys
players.
had this said to you?
I get it. Maybe if it's personal.
You ever pulled out, tried to slide or something, and like
No.
the person was like, hit a glow up, and they were like, "Oh, you didn't like me back then."
Oh, no.
No.
I've done it to people though. I won't lie,
I-
and not because you used to date. It was more just like you tried to play with me in high school, and now we're out of high school, and now it's like, oh, you grew up. Are you stupid? Yeah, I grew up nice. I'll kick you in the chest. Move out of here.
Nah.
Like, I
and you
hate
know
that.
And you know why guys are twisted? Because we feel like we think the opposite. There might be a fire girl that you tried to holla at, and she might have dissed you when you were young, and now that you're up and she wants you, You're just gonna deal with it for old time's sake and then move
Yeah,
on
you
with
may
your
not
life.
even want to do it. You're doing it just for the storyline.
For your younger
And the
self.
ego.
Yeah, you're
And the
doing it for your
pride.
younger
Side
self.
quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
That's hilarious. Like girls will be like, no, you didn't want me then. You can't have me now. Guys will be like, you know what? Come on.
niggas are twisted for that.
They are.
That
Boom,
is
boom,
But
and then
I
that's
feel
it.
like the people who definitely peaked in high school are that like peaking in high school is probably like the worst thing you could ever
Is it
possibly
worse than
do.
peaking in college?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Peaking in high school is nasty because
Yeah.
all like I was talking about this. All the guys that like I used to have crushes on in like elementary school and like middle school and like high school. Now I'm like, yuck. Like, have you that TikTok is like the guy who peaked in high school? It's like him with a Henny bottle in the club, him talking about, oh, can't wait to get my money up, him talking about, it's like, ew, like the people who peak in high school are always like, yuck. Look at the now, you're just like, ew, like,
And there's
I
no-
can't believe we used to like FOMO for you and
Yeah.
like stand by your locker and like creep you. And it was like, this guy's a loser.
Those are the same guys who come to visit high schools just to see the teachers and
That's
try and get
so-
some
That's
stuff.
so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Gross. I've never went back to my high school. I don't even know times I stepped foot in
The
my high
only
school.
time I ever went back to the school was like
Alumni
to
game.
watch like my
High school?
younger cousins' games and stuff.
Yeah.
I played in an alumni game once, and that was
Yeah.
What do you say?
An alumni game.
What?
You're
And
kind of
they all-
over
Yeah,
pronouncing
you're
it.
just-
Alumni.
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 Am I just
I
doing?
think you're adding an
You're
extra
adding an I.
syllable.
You're saying alumni.
Oh, there's no
Alumni.
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 Because I'm like, who the
But
fuck is
anyways-
alumni?
There's
Yeah.
a 2 I. Okay, my bad.
But anyways, yeah. I just feel like it's worse peaking in high school because there's no merit to that because we were literally kids. Like we're 14 to 18 years old.
Yeah.
You peaking between 14 and 18
Is wild.
like that's also I think it's because it doesn't take much.
Peak in high school.
That's true.
It doesn't take much to peak in high school. You could just be really good at sports or you could just have
fast.
you could just have a car.
Yeah, there's girls who I knew in high school who were like super fast. And like there was this, I'm trying not to say too much. I want people to like realize what I'm talking about. There's just like this girl in high school who was like, guys used to foam over her, like foam. And she was like athletic and blah, blah, blah. And I saw her like after high school and I was like, this is the girl, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like not on some hater shit,
This
but it
is
was
your
like,
king?
and she was like doing cocaine. And I was just like, this is the girl that y'all used to like foam over. She was the top of the school, like hottest. This girl, her. Anyways,
I think people like that just didn't get humbled enough back in high school.
maybe. Or like the girl who you look had the fattest ass in school, and you really think about it, her ass was not that fat. Like, let's like what?
Was it not that far? You saw fatter ones after.
Yeah, it's not that
There's
fat
levels
compared
to
to
it.
now.
Because there's that too.
'Cause
There's like
that
if you're in a
too.
Yeah,
sandbox,
yeah,
and then
you're
you go
right.
out in real life. and it's
Yeah,
like,
you're
yo,
right. You're right. It was fat for the sandbox.
A fat ass but that too. A fat ass in 2010 is different than a fat ass today.
That's very true. That is very, very true. I would say they had nice asses. I wouldn't say fat asses.
It's crazy because
But you're right. It is a difference. Because Beyonce had a fat ass back then, and Beyonce's ass wasn't even that fat back then.
Bootylicious. She made bootylicious.
Beyonce's ass was really not that fat back then. Neither was J-Lo's.
That's what I was about to say. J-Lo's ass.
Remember saying
isn't
she
that
got a
fat.
J-Lo or Beyonce booty? Where is the booty?
Yo, in 2004, like J Lo and Beyonce were considered like thick
Thick.
women.
Like had a donk.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Can you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
I can't. It's a little low though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. Beyonce like had like, oh yeah, she either got a Beyonce booty or a J. I remember guys talking about high school, would you rather Beyonce booty or J? It's like, now I think like looking at old Beyonce because of like her, like Me, Myself, and I, or like Ring the Alarm videos, you're like, where is the booty? Beyonce got a thickie now. She does. Don't do that. Her in the
does.
Ivy Park. The Ivy
Yeah,
Park
yeah,
that she
yeah,
was
yeah,
caked
yeah,
up
yeah,
on a Tuesday.
And it's crazy because all the things that would give you status now and clout, back then, people did not care about it all. Like, you remember, like, there were those people in school that were rich. People didn't really care that you were rich in high school.
Yeah.
Like, it was just more
Yeah.
about status.
Yeah.
Like, you were the most popular or the
100%.
coolest. I had friends in high school, like black guys in high school that were driving Benzes to school. They would pay for everyone's lunch. Like, they had bread.
What were they? Whose bread? Like family bread, or they were doing?
Yeah,
stuff?
like they just had, like, their family had bread.
Oh, wow.
And it was just like, oh yeah, you know, like, he's cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he has money, he pays for us sometimes. We'll go drive here and there, but no one really cared.
yeah.
I know they're pissed. They probably still, no, he definitely still has money. I'm thinking about one person specifically. I don't know how he gets his money now, but he still definitely has bread.
Damn.
That sucks. The person who peaked because their family was rich, they don't need to find out. You know?
Find out what?
About life. Like they can think they peaked and go through the rest of their life that way if their like family has a lot of money, you know?
I remember a rich
Maybe.
kid shamed me because I worked at McDonald's, and he just like said, well, my granddaughter is rich, so I don't have to work at all while you work at McDonald's. I'm like, that's really how your mentality is at this age?
Yeah.
Holy
You're
crap.
it's just when you're rich, you're allowed more mistakes.
100%.
And I think that ties into the marriage thing too, because divorce is expensive.
You don't think some people just never get theirs?
No, I feel like every dog has its day.
I feel like some people just don't get what they deserve.
Some people slip by, for sure.
Really?
Some people
Definitely.
just will get by, will
Definitely.
do horrible things, and they won't have to be judged.
consequences?
Yeah, they won't have to.
Yeah. Think about it.
they're rich people.
Did you not
Yeah.
say like most billionaires are horrible people?
Well, yeah, you can't be a billionaire without exploiting other
Yeah.
people to make your billion.
Some people never.
They're
get
billionaires.
theirs.
They're living lavish. You might be struggling internally, but externally you're living lavish. So you're fine.
That's true.
It's crazy. That's why the whole like just be a good person and work hard.
Yeah, no.
That's not how
No one
life
ever
works.
got anything by being a good person.
Yeah.
Nothing was
working
ever
hard.
accomplished by it. It's what makes people great that we're horrible.
Do
We
you
can
know how
subject
many
people to bad things.
Do you know how many moms and grannies I knew growing up that like would go to church every day and were like the nicest, sweetest people, would give you the clothes off their back and were struggling?
Yeah.
So where's the, you know? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I realized we didn't do intros, but we're already
It was
almost.
too late for that.
I was going to say,
Yeah. You want to do that at the end of the show?
No point.
might as well. It's Goody in the Hoogie, like, hey, Boogie.
Yeah, see, boy.
Kim Jong.
Oh, my God. Wow, not you stopping.
Oh
and
no, I
thinking.
thought he was gonna say something.
I thought you were
thinking of, like, I'm
I
like,
thought you were
damn.
about to imitate.
I'm like,
I thought you were about to
we-
imitate me doing it. I
I'm like,
thought,
we really got to the point where Tresor does not know his
No,
nickname for
I
the
had
week.
some more.
No, you don't have to do it. We'll save it for next week because, you know, we already missed it.
Joseph's.
But this was a very random episode, guys. We really freestyled this whole episode. I don't think we had a topic list.
You proud of you like the freestyle?
I don't mind it. You know, it's okay. It was interesting.
Okay.
I mean, we'll probably do it again. We'll see. Freestyling is a little, you know,
It's tougher.
like we just talked about everything. Like
Style ain't free.
how do we even list this in the topic list? I don't even know.
Someone
what.
commented that recently, like,
What?
oh, these the timestamps are inaccurate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you don't understand how long I spend sometimes being like, when did this like we'll
Yeah.
talk about something and then something else and then we'll go back to like,
Yeah.
it can be really difficult.
It's
to
hard,
pinpoint.
especially.
when
I mean, it's a natural conversation, right? Like, how do you really pinpoint?
this is gonna be
Unless
the
we have,
worst.
like-
for
oh,
that.
yeah, this is gonna be
This-
tense.
I don't know how I'm gonna timestamp.
I don't even know how you're
this,
gonna timestamp this.
but I will. I'll
This
figure
is
it
going
out.
to be hell to try and find certain topics when I edit it.
Yeah, because it's just we've literally been all over the place. We have no straight lane. We're just driving in circles like they do in Paris.
Shout out YouTube viewership, people that subscribe, that watch on YouTube. Shout out Spotify, everyone that's listening on
And
Apple
Apple.
Podcasts, anywhere that you're consuming this podcast. Rock with y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Period. I mean, we'll see. Well, next week I'll have my Atlanta recap. So
The streets love it when Zoe has
the
a
streets love
vacation
it when I come
recap.
back with a vacay
Atlanta.
recap. Atlanta. But yeah, guys, we'll see you next week. I'm excited for that. I might have some crazy stories. Who knows? We'll see. It's okay.
You good?
I'm dead.
All right.